Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
I'm trying to get my coochie stretched. I'm trying to get my coochie stretched and eat today in London. Period, baby. I'm trying to get this coochie stretched.
He found my OF page.
And he's packing up his leave.
I told you one more time.
I don't need no man.
Oh God, say it again.
I don't need no man.
Say it louder and like you f***ing mean it.
I don't need no man.
That's what I thought. And what are you?
I'm a bad bitch.
That's what I f***ing thought. If I ever see you crying again, I'm gonna tear your out and sew it to your forehead.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Crypto plus Passports equals Freedom. I'm your host, Ohini Mara. Before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely leave a comment and share this video so we can attack that YouTube algorithm and grow this channel. And with that, let's get into today's topic. Today we will be discussing, this is why all your relationships fail. Okay, let's be honest. Any man who is in a relationship or marriage in the Western world is a fool. With everything that women have shown you, the current laws that are in place, and the drastic change of social norms, if you have seen all of these things and have still decided to pursue a relationship or marriage, you get what you deserve. Don't give me that my girl or my wife is different or the not every girl is like that speech. Don't give me the love overcomes hate or evil garbage either. Nothing good comes from walking into a house that is on fire. However, I am sad to report that even with all of this information available, men foolishly continue to walk into the trap. Men foolishly make investments into modern women only to discover the hard way that their attempts are in vain. If you look at the statistics, there are many failed relationships and marriages on a daily basis in the Western world. All over social media, you see the video evidence of women leaving good relationships, cheating on their husbands, and simply embracing the concept of belonging to the streets. Men are foolishly fighting against an obvious fact. Men are hoping that if they show care, concern, and love, this will somehow miraculously change the modern female's mindset. Men have embraced ignorance over logic in trying to engage with modern women. The problem with men is that they believe that they are actually in a relationship. They believe that they are in a marriage with the woman herself. They do not understand that the rules of the dating world have changed drastically. Men want to return to a time of conservative courtship, where you pursue the young lady and her interest solely lies with you. Men are seeking the relationships that our parents and our grandparents had, and unfortunately, that time has passed. Men have failed to accept this and are unfortunately being violently dragged into reality by means of divorce, alimony, and child support. So what is it that men are missing? Why are they falling prey to an obvious trap? It is because men have failed to recognize a glaring reality that is staring them right in the face. The modern woman is the property of the government. I want you to think about all the women on social media currently speaking negatively about men. I want you to think about the ladies who say if you make less than 100,000, you are inadequate. The women who are saying if you are under 6 feet, you are irrelevant. The women who shout loudly and say that men are useless. Think about the women who make videos where they take advantage of men and laugh about it. The women who proudly state that they are 304s. These women are the property of the government. Why do you think women have no fear of cheating on their significant others? Why do you believe that women can brag about dealing with multiple men? Why do you believe women are comfortable with displaying the 304 tendencies? And why are women so comfortable with divorce and Planned Parenthood? Men foolishly believe that they are the boyfriend or the husband, when in reality, the government is her boyfriend or husband. The reason your relationships and marriages have failed is because you did not acknowledge this fact. You are in a relationship with modern women. However, modern women are not in a relationship with you. They have no allegiance or loyalty to you. They belong to the government. How do we know that this is true? Because the government has given women the permission to be the worst representation of themselves. The government encourages women to engage in ratchet, ignorant, self-destructive behavior. They twerk, engage in promiscuity, seek divorce, alimony, Planned Parenthood, body positivity, consumerism, etc. All of this is sponsored by the government. Reality television is a representation of what the government wanted the Western world to be. The government is pimping the modern woman, encouraging her to use drugs, be an alcoholic, and sell herself. The government encourages her to sell herself via Instagram, OnlyFans, and seeking arrangements. The government, along with the media, has basically substituted the word streetwalker or prostitute with sex worker. The government has given women permission to violate the sanctity of marriage and receive rewards for doing so. If a modern woman cheats on her husband and neglects her children, she can still divorce that man and get alimony and child support. Since the 1960s, the government has been hard at work breaking up family dynamics. That flower power, feminism, free love movement was designed to bring us to this very place we are today. The reason your relationship and marriages have failed is because your girlfriend or wife is the property of the government. The government is your girlfriend or wife out with selfies and direct messages. The government is telling the ladies that instead of having a strong nuclear family, properly raising the children, providing nutritious meals for the family, and being an honorable mother and wife, it is more important to get into school debt, consumer debt, be promiscuous, be gluttonous, be selfish, and work yourself to death on a dead-end job. The government has ingrained this in women, and now the modern woman is the property of the government. To ensure that this campaign would be successful, the government has given women power and dominion over relationships to horrible results. The bottom line is relationships are created based on power dynamics. The person that has the power controls the flow of the relationship. Here is a reality check. In the Western world, men do not have power. When you get into a relationship or marriage with a woman in the Western world, you are trusting her not to wield her power provided by the system against you. Think about that. You are seeking for a woman not to use her authority over you. How successful do you think that campaign will be? Why would anyone in power be willing to give it up? The bottom line is that men cannot compete with the system. They cannot compete with what the system is offering. Men are seeking virtuous wives with very few sexual partners who believe in family, loyalty, and building a life together. The government has spent trillions of dollars on a campaign to make these things seem incredibly boring. The, what I like to call, Sex in the City campaign is far more exciting. Having sex with a bunch of random dudes, being career-minded, partying, and traveling seems far more interesting than building a family. The government has presented this option to steal your girlfriends and wives and has been successful. Your girl or your wife is being encouraged to sell herself, be a stripper, be an adult film star, all courtesy of the government. The government has given them permission to sleep with a multitude of men, drink and do drugs, be body positive, and after all of that, you should still respect them. In the Western world, the government has given women authority. Now, of course, the government does not care about these ladies. They simply want the tax dollars. However, they understand the best way to do this is to remove authority from men. Women are allowed to display the worst parts of themselves and be celebrated as long as they pay taxes. Now, some people will get into the comment section and say, not all women, but I am going to be bold enough to say you are wrong. I say all women because the reality is the government has given them the power to make the decision to go down these paths if they choose to do so. So just because she hasn't done it yet does not mean that she will not. As I have previously stated, you are relying on people who have the power to control or ruin your life to not use this ability. This is a stupid way to live, and unfortunately, many men are doing just that. The reason I am not interested in female content creators or advocates is that while they speak against the injustices involving the genders, no one is fighting to get the laws changed. If they were really serious, they would be advocating to the legislature, in the courts, and various other avenues to change the laws. However, they get on TikTok and YouTube to get views and ad revenue and give you lip service. Because the reality is, no one in power is willing to relinquish their power. The best thing for men to do is to understand that that is not your girlfriend. That is not your wife. She is the sole property of the government, and her allegiance is to that agency. The man who foolishly jumps into a relationship with a modern woman is seeking self-destruction. The best thing for men to do is focus on investing, specifically looking at cryptocurrency, gold, silver, etc. Get your passports, travel abroad, and gain experiences from all over the world. While the modern woman belongs to the government, her power is only able to be utilized within the confines of the Western world. She cannot go to many other places around the globe with that attitude or behavior. And in many places around the globe, her powers are useless. And with that said, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to hear your opinions. Thank you for watching another video. And until next time, take care.